Hey, this is Sydney Ashton with another episode of the College Series, and this time I'm going to tell you about some resources that may be beneficial during this time as a college student. The first resource I'm going to tell you about is the 7 Cups Listening app, and this one is just for you to anonymously talk to an active listener and tell them things that maybe have been bothering you, or finally open up about certain topics that you've never talked about before with people. And you can choose listeners based on the topics that you're wanting to discuss, so you can sift through and request certain listeners in the app, or you can just do general requests. It helps if you put the topic that you're wanting to discuss during that time. That way the active listeners that are on the site can choose you because they have a little more knowledge within that area. If you need service hours, you can also become an active listener. And so through that, you take a little training course and you accomplish little goals that they set for you, and you're able to start talking to members. Headspace is also a guided meditation app that may be beneficial for you if you're not looking for people to talk to and you just want to look a little more inward. Virusanxiety.com also has different toolkits on their site that have meditation, information about isolation, financial stress, anxiety, things like that. If you're looking to maybe work on these things yourself and not with another person like on the 7 Cups app. As for counseling and things, try to reach out to your campus and see if they're still offering this on an online platform. I know at my university they're doing these sessions through Zoom calls. If that is something you're not interested in and you just want to talk to somebody, see if they will let you do that type of thing. There's also the BetterHelp website. They have an app as well. What happens is you pay monthly, I believe, and you get paired with a counselor based on some questions that you answer. And if that counselor is not right for you, you can request a different one. And the way it works is you set up text, call, or video calls if that's what you want to do. And they give you various worksheets throughout the month and you work on them together. As for emergency grants, try to see if the honor societies and organizations that you're a part of offer some. I know the National Society for Collegiate Scholars recently did, and my sorority specifically does. So try to check that out and reach out to them if you don't see anything on their site to see if there's some in the works. If you are a military member, there's also COVID-19 assistance from the PenFed Foundation.org. You need a DD-214 or LES, a bill or statement for the requested expense, an explanation of how the financial setback is related to the COVID-19 pandemic. For example, if you lost your job due to quarantine and or public health policies. As for emergency food relief, whether you or your family is impacted, there's various government programs like SNAP and WIC, but there's also an immediate food line if it is getting dire. You can call the USDA National Hunger Hotline at 1-866-3-HUNGRY, and this hotline operates Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. There's also the Sholey Student Relief Fund on mysholey.com. They ask information such as your major, how many people are in your household, and how your family has been impacted in 1,000 characters or less. This one isn't given to everybody, but they do want to try to help students with this relief fund, so it's worth a chance just to fill it out. And if you or your family owns a small business, SBA.gov has a list of different loans and grants right now. As for academic help, try to reach out to your professors and on-campus resources to help you. That some of them are still offering tutoring in different departments. It's worth checking out. Utilize YouTube videos, Khan Academy, Chegg, tutors, professors, etc. to facilitate that active learning style and help you during this time connect the things you're learning online to your own learning style, because now you're not in a class, you're not in person, and you're going to have to fill that gap somehow. Reach out to different classmates or maybe sorority sisters or fraternity brothers, people in your organizations, to try to see if anyone's taken these courses already. Maybe they can help you out. On Canvas and Blackboard, you can see in some classes the students that are in your course. Reach out to someone that you've talked to a couple times and ask them if they want to study together on Zoom or Signal if you're more privacy oriented. Also, make a space that is dedicated solely to work. My bed and my desk are 2 separate zones, and for my mind to know that it's time to relax, I keep my work at the desk and I don't bring it into the bed. If that means I have to put my phone down somewhere else, then that's what I'm going to do, just so I can have a separate space. And if I have to see it physically be different, then I'm going to make it that way. And it's been really beneficial for me, so try to give that a chance. Also, your professors are just as frustrated right now, and that's not to make an excuse for them, but it's just to help students understand that both parties are frustrated and to try to work together. If you need to reach out to your professor, reach out to them, try to email them. They understand that maybe not everyone has internet access. Try to go to your local public libraries. Many of them are having public Wi-Fi spots in the parking lot, so you can sit there and do your work, since a lot of businesses are closed that may have offered you that free Wi-Fi. And if you live in an area where transportation is limiting you, again, email your professor to see if maybe you can type essays on Google Docs on your phone and things like that to still send them work. Just make sure you're showing them that you're willing to put that work in, and they will try to bridge that gap. Also, if you're looking for scholarships and things like that, check out fastweb.com. It's a service that I like to use because it pairs scholarships to the information that you put on your profile. That way you're not sifting through hundreds of them and you're like, oh, this one would have been great, but I'm not a blah 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 major, and you have to be for this. So try out that website. My advice is to ignore the ones that are drawings, because a lot of people fill out for those, and drawings to me just seem a little sketchy. If you want to try it, but my recommendation is not to do that. Also, try to not apply for so many that are in the tens of thousands range. So, like the Coca-Cola Foundation, Burger King Foundation, you can fill them out, but just know that there's going to be hundreds of students filling out for that same scholarship just because the amount that you see. I like to apply for scholarships that are on the lower end, because I realize that not many people want to apply for a scholarship that's maybe $50 to $100, but those add up over time. So check out that website. Focus on scholarships that tell you who has won in the past, because those also seem a little more trustworthy. And finally, see what your university is doing during this time. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I have more videos in the college series, and if you're interested in any of my other ones, I have a sorority one, and I have a Bet You Didn't Know series. So go ahead and check those out, but thank you for watching.